Is this thing on? I hope so. Okay, cool. Hey everybody, yes, I said I wanted to make this video before my next Killing Floor 2 stream that I do, which will be tomorrow. Yes, I'm doing this last minute, I don't care. Alright, so I wanted to talk about Killing Floor 2 enemies. I just want to start making a tier list of this game before the third one comes out, because I might give it a second chance because of the delays. Anyway, so we're doing Killing Floor 2. I'm going to talk about the enemies. I'm going to rank them based on how annoying, or based on how I feel about them, whether I find them annoying or not. I'm not going to go by strength because obviously it depends on the difficulty and not everybody plays on the hardest difficulty. So it would be kind of unfair to rank it that way because it's obvious if you do it on the harder difficulties, it's very clear what Zeds dominate. But we're going to talk about the enemies that I find annoying, like the least annoying to the most annoying. So yeah, it's either I laugh, kind of, mid, pretty annoying, or annoying as fuck. Alright, cool. So we'll start off with the three first ones. The Sith, the Alpha Clot, and Slasher. I think I laugh at these two, but I think the Slasher could be kind of annoying because obviously the Claw attacks, they grab you consistently and stuff like that. I mean, the other two grab you too, but not as much. And they only run at you when they're enraged, but it's not a big deal. Rioter. I think okay, so for Rioter, I think it's situational, but I'm going to be fair and I'm going to say mid because yes, Rioters do power up the other Zeds, so if you keep them long enough, it can be more annoying. But yeah. Okay. Gorefast and Gorefiends. Gorefast, I would say, are also kind of annoying. They do damage. Yeah, I would say they are kind of annoying, but I think Gorefiends are a little more scarier. I think they're mid. They do a lot more damage, and they are pretty durable. So, yeah. Because I can't really say pretty annoying because although, yes, they do a lot of damage, they're not that difficult to handle though, so that's why. So don't worry, it's not only gonna be like mid and shit. Don't worry. Okay, bloats. This might just be a me thing, but I find them really annoying. Especially when there's a bunch of them. I don't know what it is. Don't get me wrong, they're easy to take out. They're easy to take. It's very simple to kill them, but they're just really annoying. It's not the strength. It's just the amount of like how annoying they can be. You know, because it's stupid. Crawlers. Fuck crawlers. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a fuck if this is one of the easier enemies to take. I personally hate crawlers with a passion. They're super annoying. They fuck shit up. They're just iwi. The alpha crawler. I would say the alpha version of this one. This might be a hot take. They are annoying, but not as much compared to regular crawlers. I think what makes them more annoying is if if you don't pop them in the head and the poison cloud disperses, because I'm not gonna lie, the poison cloud could definitely do damage, but it does fuck up your vision. Also, demos and sharpshooters really lose out if this cloud hits them, but that's only 2 perks out of the 10. So I would say I don't want to. So do I say pretty annoying? No. Yeah, this is my list. Fuck that. I don't care. Stalkers, kind of, not really. I mean, in the beginning when I started playing the game, I found them really annoying, but experience just creates arrogance, and I don't have an issue with them now. Sirens, they are pretty annoying. If you're in a chokehold and they're in a choke spot, yes, they're annoying. I will admit this, but overall, it's just like, yeah, they destroy grenades. They can be really annoying. They do a lot of damage. But depending on the positioning as well. But I would say, even though if the positioning is your favor, sirens are still annoying though. Husks. I would say kind of. Okay, this is just speaking for me. Husks are not that annoying. I think it's because since their their fire blast or their husk shot is slow, so you can kind of predict it. And if you just get hit and you watch that shit happen, and you're kind of bad. But realistically, yeah, it's kind of easy to handle. Yeah, I don't find it too bad. Don't get me wrong though, a good amount of husks and they hit, and you get directly shot from them. Yes, it does a lot of damage, but some perks don't care to get burnt. So yeah, that's why I'm saying kind of, because I don't really see it that way. Quarter pound, I'll say mid. Yeah, they're easy, but they do damage though. There's not as crazy as flesh pounds. Flesh pounds are obviously annoying as fuck. These guys got everything. They're durable, they do a lot of damage, and when there's a bunch of them, that's when it's the scariest, because if you don't take them out and you get cornered, you are screwed. I've had many instances where I've gotten cornered and I've gotten lucky at times, but there's been times I've just been destroyed. Okay. Actually, hold on. The Edar trio. The Bomber, Trapper, and like the other one. I would say they are pretty annoying. Wait, no, hold on. Okay, hold on. Realistically, technically the Trapper's the more annoying one of the three. Because the Bomber's not crazy. The one that shoots the lasers is not that bad either. It's just the Trapper when I find the more annoying one. The other two are just like whatever. And because also they don't, their bullets don't travel that fast. Well, the one that shoots the lasers do travel decently fast, but you can avoid that shit. The Bomber's missiles are really slow, so if you really get hit by that, you're kind of bad. But yeah, I would say if I could separate the three, the Trapper would be more annoying. The other two are more mid. But I'm going to say mid overall because there's three of them. Oh, Skreaky boy. This is going to be controversial because I'm pretty sure someone's going to get mad. I don't think the Skreak is that crazy to me. To me, he's not that big of a threat. Yes, he's annoying, but realistically, if you really look at it, if you look at the situations that you could potentially have or create, I'm not too worried about Skreaks, especially if you know how to handle. If you know how to handle a Skreak, it doesn't really matter the situation. This is just coming from me, but like I'm not really frightened when it comes to the Skreak. I'm more scared of like having a bunch of flesh pounds over Skreaks. No offense, this is just me. Do I want to do the bosses? I could. You know what? Fuck it. They count as the enemies too. Okay, fuck it. The Abomination spawn can go kind of, depending on the position. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, a bunch of them non-stop stacking the poison on you, yes, it'll be annoying, but realistically, that's if the scenario is created. And also, I think it's map dependency, depending on this. So, if it's like certain maps, yes, they can go up here, but the majority of the maps, they're like kind of annoying. Okay. Abomination, holy shit. I will say, I mean, they're bosses. They kind of deserve a little bit of praise. You know what? Fuck, I'm going to critique anyway. I don't give a fuck. Okay, Abomination, I think, is mid. Depending the map determines whether he's annoying or not. Dr. Hans, kind of, not significant. I don't know. I've gotten more arrogant when it comes to fighting bosses. Dr. Hans is like the most minimal threat to me. I don't know what it is. You know what? Hold on. I laugh at Dr. Hans. He's like the one I don't care too much for to fight. I'll be brutally honest. I don't care. King Fleshbound, if you get hit by the laser, yes, it sucks. But if you know what you're doing, it's okay. Matriarch, I think, is pretty annoying. I mean, I think I've gotten so used to fighting her at this point. It's just like, whatever. And then, same thing with Matriarch, same thing. Pretty annoying. If you know what you're doing, even if you know what you're doing, he can be annoying. Certain maps certain maps dominate. Others, not too bad. Depending your perk and depending your positioning, kind of determines a lot. So yeah, this is my ranking of the enemies in the game in terms of who I find annoying. I'm pretty sure some of you are going to dispute some of these, and I do not care, honestly. If you say some stupid shit, I'm just going to ignore it. It's very simple. That's how I do it. Alright, cool. Check out my streams on Twitch. I make a run for Killing Floor 2 every Tuesday, or I just play online in general. So if you guys want to play with me or check out my runs, do it there. By the way, I'm not a pro. I'm just letting y'all know these are enemies I find annoying. Pretty nice in terms of a list. I wouldn't say. I mean, if I wanted to be realistic, I could have just put these two as the most annoying, and everybody else could be like whatever. But like, nah, fuck it. All right, cool. I'll end this there. Here it is. I'm not gonna go for 10 minutes because I don't care. All right, cool. I got more shit to do later. She can bite me. Wait. You crazy man. No questions.